Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Wake and Jake, the King of the North. Foolish Bailey is here to join us, and it is World Baseball Classic season. We have so much Jomboy Media. This is our first full activation of our friendship with MLB. So we've got people going to games in Houston. We're going to be live streaming. If you're looking for WBC content, I'm supposed to represent Italy and Cuba throughout the process, which after going through those countries' histories together, I don't know how I should feel about that. Mussolini came up. Anyways, more importantly, Foolish Bailey is here. First time in 2026. How are you, Bailey?
It's a pleasure to be here. You introduced me as the King of the North, but I think for the sake of this, I should be Mr. Worldwide.
Okay. Well, we do. I should have told you next episode Pitbull is coming on. So
Yes.
he's going to have some serious problems with that. Bailey, how are you? I know we just did a little of this yuck, but the people want to know how you're doing.
Yeah, I guess if you see me on your screen right now, things are going well because that means baseball is here. I know for a lot of people, the time that I start to show up in your feed is sort of a sign that it is spring, right? I start talking about breakout players I like, or eventually, later on this month, I'll have my top 50 players. But that's kind of what's going on in my world. I'm very excited for the WBC, and I think this is going to be an interesting vehicle to talk about it.
Yeah, man, and I'm happy. In my head, there's going to be an awesome fast forward of spring training of just okay, WBC, awesome, awesome, awesome. That final week of spring training where it's who's actually making the team, who's hurt, who's healthy, and then, games start March 25th now. Baseball has taken March. Take that, college basketball. That I'm hoping. Every year I have about 10 days where I'm absolutely sickened by spring training baseball, and I'm like, please get Aaron Whitefield out of my face. Could be drafted. We'll see. That hopefully soon enough pro games will be happening. And I don't know, man. I'm interested. I guess quick WBC before we get into this draft, which I think people are going to like a lot. I guess anything different coming in? Do you think it's USA coming in we've decided we're going to win this one. And then you've got the DR, who they've got the power pack team per usual. And then, no, it's been killing me. Nobody talking about Japan, who just wins this thing. So I guess, do you have any different levels of excitement coming into it?
Yeah, I think that the Venezuela lineup is very strong as well, and I think that should not be sort of overlooked as the core of position players they have. Alongside Ranger Suarez, at least they have one really, really solid starting pitcher. So that's a team that, maybe hasn't tended to do all that great in these international competitions, but in terms of just big league talent, they are almost as star-studded as the US and the DR.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. We're going to have some sad boys. Right now, the DR thinks they're going to win. Right now, the US thinks they're going to win. And Japan just kind of sits there. Although they had a nice dinner last night, and it looked like they had to get rushed out of the restaurant like the Beatles because Shohei's the most famous person ever. So that's kind of cool. Enough of that. Let's get into the draft, Bailey, because you, myself, and Big Baby David, we're kind of trying to think of our way to do this properly. And I think we landed on a cool little format. So why don't you tee it up?
Yeah, the World Baseball Classic, it's a celebration of the world. So although we've just discussed some of the powerhouse teams, the powerhouse baseball nations, we do want to appreciate sort of the geographical diversity here. And the way we're going to do that is we are going to draft a full team. I'll draft a team. Jake will draft a team. It'll be a full lineup, including DH. It'll be 2 starting pitchers and a reliever. But the twist here, the main twist, is that between the two of us, we can only draft 2 players from each country. So, first couple rounds, if I draft Skubal and you draft Judge, the US is cut off for the rest of the draft. So as we get kind of further into this, at minimum, we're going to have to draft players from 12 of the 16 countries represented, although I suspect it'll be a little bit more than that. So that's kind of the twist here is there's an element of gamesmanship, and do I want to block my opponent here by grabbing a player from this country? So there's going to be some fun decisions to make, especially towards the end.
Yeah, I loved where we landed because I think there was a second there. If you think of, all right, what's the quote-unquote standard way to do this? All right, we each get 1 player from 1 country, and let's see how it looks like. I like that. You can close the valve off instantly.
Yeah.
And when the graphic gets made, people will be unrulingly mad because they just won't be able to grasp it. But the good people that come here to consume Wake and Jake, especially the Bailey episodes. I think they're going to really appreciate this one. So, with that, and I think we're just going to go back and forth. It doesn't make sense to do
no
a
snaking.
1-2-2. Yeah. So I think it's just a 1-1-1-1-1-1-1, if you will. And you're the guest, Bailey. That I think you get the first pick, unless you don't want it.
I'll take it.
Take it.
I think I'm not sure if it has that much of an advantage right here because now I can pick a player from a country and then you can close them off right now. So I think that's kind of like the fun little trade-off. But I did actually think about this last night. I'm embarrassed to say that I was going to sleep thinking about, well, who would I pick first? You know?
Yes.
And I landed on my first pick at shortstop is going to be Bobby Witt Jr.
Okay.
That's my pick. I just feel like in terms of the games of like positional scarcity, in terms of the fact that this is maybe not the best baseball player in the world, but at least a top 3 baseball player, it's just kind of what I landed on in terms of this tournament. And so I think Bobby Witt Jr. is going to go first overall for me in this draft.
Man, I'll tell you what, Bobby Witt, because especially with how much we talk about baseball this offseason, I'm starting to just, the people that actually consume some Jake have to be like, okay, dude, stop comparing Ronald Acuna Jr. to Manny Ramirez for no reason. Like we don't need that. His on-base percentage keeps blowing my mind. And Bobby Witt Jr., my go-to thing has now been, if it was 10 years ago, he would be Mike Trout. He's the best player. If Shohei and Judge didn't exist, he would be the best player in baseball on the Kansas City Royals, a shortstop, son of a player. And he's gotten covered up by Japanese Babe Ruth and the Statue of Liberty that broke the home run record. And the shortstop position, I think that's a good first pick, Bailey.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm interested to see where you go here.
Dude, you've got me a little freaked out because part of me almost feels like I need to close off America, and now I just internally laughed because if this was Wake and Jake Japan, would we have not started with the U.S. team? Would we have started maybe with the other guy? Or Wake and Jake Venezuela? No shots fired. Okay, so do I need to be thinking about shortstop strategy? I mean, if I don't take Judge, I think you just take Judge.
That's a distinct possibility.
to be in the draft room together. I mean, there's a sicko argument that says, do I take Cal Raleigh and then I leave you in a tight spot with the catcher position? You know what? I'm gonna play this pretty straightforward. I will take Aaron Judge. He's the best right-handed hitter ever. If somehow he doesn't end up on this graphic because you go Scooble with the next pick, the whole exercise may not be worth it. So I'll take Judge. I'll take Cap.
I like that. So you've got Judge there in your outfield. I've got Witt at shortstop, and it's gonna have an interesting effect on the pitching. That's kind of what I'm looking at in this draft because we've cut off Skeens and Scooble,
And Joe Ryan and Logan
and
Webb.
Joe Ryan.
Come on, Matthew Boyd.
And Noel McLean, who's going to start the final. Did you hear that?
Is he awesome?
He is awesome. I would not fret. There's no need to worry. He is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Confirmed. Where to now, Bailey?
What's not awesome is the bind you've put me in because I'm not entirely sure where I want to go next. There's a clear best player available.
Okay.
Yes. But I think I think he sets you up well in some other ways to make some moves. But I'm still going to take him because he's the best player. He's going to be my DH because he's not pitching this tournament. But he's still one of the best hitters in the world. He's probably the second best hitter in the world behind Judge. So I'm going to take Shohei Ohtani.
Nothing to say but solid pick. Nothing to say but solid pick there. Yeah, the DH position, because again, we're allowing it as a little bit of a free space, but I mean, as we start digging deeper into the depths of these countries, we won't really be fighting for free spaces. No need to explain that one. And look at the full Bobby Witt conversation, full circle, as Judge and Shohei go after him. It would be super lame if I just closed off Japan here. So I feel like I need to go elsewhere on the board. let's see. Do I care about position? The pitching part of this is really tricky. We probably should have said this. We're doing 2 starting pitchers and 1 reliever, which could get a certain amount of ugly depending some of these major countries. Positionally, this is probably a bad call, but I've seen this work. I'll go with Juan Soto from the DR. I'll run back Soto and Judge. That was one of my favorite things I've ever gotten to watch on a baseball field. And I got a pretty good core of the lineup there.
There you go. You got Judge, you got Soto. I think those two could probably work well together for at least a year.
Depending the right circumstances.
What's a tournament? They've done a whole year. Yeah, and I am gonna, in response to your selection of Juan Soto, I am gonna close off the DR, but I'm gonna do it in maybe a way you wouldn't quite expect. I'm gonna go Christopher Sanchez.
Okay, I thought that might
First
be
pitcher off the board. I think he's one of the best pitchers in the world. I really do. Cy Young runner-up last year, and just has aura.
What he has turned into is pretty crazy. That he's now kind of the Phillies' ace if Zach Wheeler doesn't figure it out. The second tier of guys that are now hidden behind Skubal and Skeens pitching wise, a la Judge and Ohtani is just kind of crazy. Crochet, Sanchez, Yamamoto, who does he have to be my next pitch if I want like an elite pitcher? And now we've just closed off USA, Japan, and the DR. Let's see. Do I want to go another way with it? I want a high-level player. I can figure out the pitching, right? The DR is closed. Do I care about shortstop? That would be a little illegal in my outfield, so I can't do that.
I'm just in the interest of a fair fight. I'm just letting you know if you don't take Yamamoto, I'm gonna take him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that is interesting, Bailey, because the pitching does change.
Yeah, you should. I feel like you should know that. If I'm being nice,
I could get the people really excited about Logan Allen and Dean Kremer.
You could get me excited. Yeah, you could. If you want to moneyball that a little bit, they only get 60 pitches, so.
No, it's the pick. I was trying to get cute. Just because I think it is funny that we've now just gone 6 picks, 3 countries with this new format. But Yamamoto is easily him and Sanchez. I think is a coin toss. Cutting off the U.S. pitchers, it really changes the whole dynamic of this draft. And everyone, Hyunjin Ryu, I don't know what he's still got in the tank. I'm excited to find out. I love me some Jameson Taillon, but Yamamoto and Sanchez are legit Cy Young contenders. So it's the right move.
It is the correct move for you, and I'm glad you did it because it was about to get a little silly for you in terms of the pitchers remaining. Well, I know exactly where I'm going next.
Okay.
And I think it's a case where, I'm going to open up a country, right? But I'm not sure if you're going to close it right away. So that's going to add some kind of intrigue here as we get to sort of the middle rounds. But the way I look at it, best catcher available is Alejandro Kirk from Mexico. And that's, I think the world of the guy. There are other good catchers still very much on the board. So it's not necessarily positional scarcity thing, but it is kind of playing around with the 2 per country limit here as I open up Mexico, take one of 2 possible players.
I thought about Kirky. Again, the backstops, kind of after Cal Raleigh and Kirk, you have to explain it a little more that I'll have to be doing later in this draft. I was debating Kirk last pick being cute. I think it's right. And I don't think I have to close off Mexico, although I like a couple guys over there. Okay. I think I might flip the script on you. No, that's a little too risky. That's Jake. What are you planning on doing over? why are you so?
You're scaring me.
Why are you so geared up, little guy? Um. Okay. As I'm seeing the board, I mean, man, I think as far as talent goes and position scarcity goes, obviously this guy was going to be one of the sneakier grabs of this draft. I will go with Jazz Chisholm of Great Britain.
Yeah, it's a great call. It's a case where there's probably not another player on Great Britain that is of interest in this draft. The next one would probably be Harry Ford, but I already have my catcher. So you're playing a really smart game with that pick, because now that means I'm going to have to reach into potentially an even lesser baseball nation later on in this draft. And also, I just think Jazz is great. I really do.
Dude, he's like I know Jazz quotes get taken out of perspective because Jazz actually talks to the media, so we have to. But, like, he says he wants 50-50 this year, and it's not believable, but it also is.
Yeah.
And his first 162 with the Yanks, he was a 40-40 player, which, yeah, man. And the Yankees moved him to third base twice randomly just to, like, throw him off. Jazz is awesome.
He is awesome. I think I'm going to open up Venezuela here, but I don't know.
No politics today, Bailey.
I don't, yeah. I think I'm going to swoop into Venezuela.
No, hold on.
Yeah. And no one's going to get mad at me about it. There's going to be no response from the international community. I think, I mean, there's like 2 or 3 guys from Venezuela I really like. And I'm not sure if like best player available is the way for me to go if I want to think about this strategically, but I guess I will just go best player available. And in my opinion, that player is Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put him in one of my outfield spots.
Yeah, like I mentioned flippantly at the beginning of this, Ronald Acuna Jr., I don't know if people play, if it's fantasy baseball, if you're placing actual bets or however you want to do it. I think I'm all in on Acuna this year. The injuries have gotten in the way, and it could happen again, and I got nothing for that. If they don't, man, like, this guy's going to get on base at a 400 clip. If he starts stealing again, and if Anton Richardson is like the new whisperer of stolen bases, like, what can Ronald Acuna Jr. do this year that your team's kind of, I was going to say your team's cooler than mine. My team's also cool. I like where we're at.
Yeah, my team's cool. We've got kind of bad boys that do PEDs though. So, it's kind of like being cool, like having tattoos or like,
I don't care about it.
Driving a motorcycle.
Do we are we tattoo-less on this show? We gotta.
I think we're over.
I got nothing.
God damn it, we're soft. I'm actually pretty proud I made it through my idiot years without doing something really, really dumb.
Yeah. Besides that situation on your lower back.
Yeah. Well, I forgot
the butterfly.
I forgot about this one.
The butterfly.
That's
spring break.
How do I always
2K11.
Panama City Beach. Okay. Chisholm, Soto, Judge. I have the Yankees and Yamamoto. That's literally who the Yankees wanted as their team. They got swept in by those Dodgers. Okay. Shortstop is a little bit of a concern. I could close off the outfield, and that would make me feel a little better. No. I want one more banger. The DR is closed. Yeah. I'm being so dumb right now. I'm going to close off Mexico. Factor, you want to eat better, but you don't have the time or energy to make it happen. With Factor, there's no meal planning or following recipes. 2 minutes, real food, done. Factor is full of the stuff you'd want to make if you had the time. Lean proteins, colorful vegetables, healthy fats, and whole food ingredients. Always fresh, never frozen. So many different options for whatever your goals are, whether that's eating healthier, calorie management, more protein, anything. Factor has been a game changer here at our office. We are go, go, go. The schedule gets tight, and that's where Factor's the best. 2 minutes, heat it up, you are live. So why don't you get in with Factor. Head over to factormeals.com/wakeandjake50 off. Use code wakeandjake50 off. 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Make healthier eating easy with Factor. I'm going to close off Mexico.
Oh.
I don't know if this is the right pick for the rest of the draft. I just think this guy is one of the most underrated players in the game currently because he played in a minor league stadium last year. I'm going to have Jonathan Aranda play first base.
Yeah, I like that. He was one of the best on-base percentage guys in the league last year, and it kind of got overshadowed by a second-half injury, but that was a breakout I was all over last year, and it definitely came into fruition. Like, he's pretty legit.
316, 393, 883 OPS. Like, that's
Give me some
silly.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Very happy for you with that pick. That does close off Mexico, so that means who did that mean no to? No Jarren Duran.
No Jarren Duran.
Yeah.
I was thinking about him. I know you have some Taj Bradley stock now that he looks at the scouting reports, so
that's true. That does tend to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in a bit of a pickle here again with I think it's the Venezuela of it all, and it's the need and the positional scarcity versus best player available. I think I'm gonna go Ranger Suarez. I know I'm cutting off a lot of Venezuelan stars, but I feel so comfortable with him as my SP2 in this situation. We've got the current Philly and the former Philly. It's not the prettiest. I know I'm cutting off Churio. I'm cutting off my guy who I love, Michael Garcia. But I just feel like if we're playing the positional scarcity game, I feel a lot better with Suarez as my SB2 just locked in, and I can kind of focus on, other nations.
Man, so that means USA, Japan, DR, Venezuela, and Mexico are canned, right?
I think that's correct.
Oh, boy. I was looking to get out of there with one more hitter. And we can find that person. We can find that person. Ooh. Okay, Bailey. This is getting... God damn. Pause for dramatic effect. No... I need like a righty hitter. I might have misplayed that. I might have misplayed the Aranda card there. Right now, Judge is just doing a lot of it. Let's go with... Do they have him playing? They have him playing there. I am going to go with... God damn it. Should have prepped more. No. All right, I'm just going to go talent. I need talent.
Yeah.
I need talent. I'm going to go put in my DH spot Vinny Pasquantino.
That's great. Yeah, definitely a guy I would have looked at for first base, so that's, one great pick for sure. I think Vinny's in for a huge year this year. With the fences moving in Kansas City, here's a guy who already hit 30-plus homers last year, and it's interesting. I just feel like when you talk about like park factor discussions, it's like, well, a lot of times in the sabermetric community, you look at park adjusted stats to begin with, right? So like, but his OPS plus won't change, you know what I mean? But you kind of have to look at it holistically as well, because those fences come in, what you're doing is effectively taking away doubles and triples and trading them for home runs. So if you're Bobby Witt Jr. or Michael Garcia, maybe you don't get as many of those, but if you're Vinny Pasquantino and you're not that fast to begin with, like just fly balls and homers. Like, so it actually seems like a good trade for him in particular.
Yeah, and I mean, not to be old school on the people, 32 homers, 113 RBI. Like that's what you want. That's what
he's a really good hitter,
and
he's a really good hitter.
Like you mentioned with the stadium, and missing some time 23 into 24. Like, yeah, he's prime. Am I a bad Matt? Christopher Sanchez and Ranger Suarez. I gotta find some righty twigs.
That's kind of nice. Yeah. I see what you're doing. You need to. Yeah, I've got the lefties. We're gonna shut you down.
Damn it.
Okay, I'm curious as to what nation I need to go for here. I think that's almost like the very first question of it all. And I have a slight Netherlands lean. I
Yeah.
also have a slight Puerto Rico lean. Baboni. We love Baboni.
Yeah, you are.
Um, and I am the Bad Bunny of baseball
Yeah.
YouTube. I think. Well, who's my best? Who's just my best player available here? I think my best player available is if I just go Puerto Rico and I just go Edwin Diaz and I just like that's the pitching. It's done, and I'm
Yeah.
just gonna put together the scraps in terms of the lineup for sure. But I mean, if I get 60 pitches of Christopher Sanchez and 60 pitches of Ranger Suarez, and then here comes Edwin Diaz and the trumpets are playing, like I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm thinking your pitching has a good chance to win the graphic.
Yeah,
Sanchez, Suarez, and Diaz. That's ends in Z. Put them to sleep.
that is
I don't know.
Sanchez, Suarez, Diaz.
There's something there. That was the first PR player, right?
That is, yeah, that is. We've opened it up.
Yeah. So right now, PR and Italy each have one player taken. Oh God, who is going to play for me? Let's see. Do I have anyone? Oh, I did not know he's that country. Okay.
Yeah,
I No, it's too early for that.
you don't know that. I could be thinking about taking
Yeah, I
that
know.
guy.
This is starting. This is the part we were nervous about when we were pre-gaming this. And you're done with pitchers, so if I wanted to be strategic there in a way I could be.
Yeah, you can wait on the pitchers. You can take whoever you want.
I might have a silly one. Am I being ridiculous? But is that on Panama? Is that Ivan Herrera that everyone's really excited about this year?
Yeah, he's good. The Panama catching core is really good. Actually, all the catchers on their roster are good because they have Miguel Amaya from the Cubs, and they have Bernal, who's like the Cardinals prospect,
Yeah,
who's like a top 100 guy for some people. So
I I I think I'm going Ivan Herrera at catcher. Like people have him as a top 100 player this year. I need a righty. Um,
yeah,
full disclosure, I thought I'd end up with Kyle Teal by the end of this, and then
ooh,
my whole team ended up lefty. So I'll get Ivan Herrera to catch.
yeah. Is Teal on Italy?
He is.
I got to keep track of these guys. You know.
It's credit BBD sent over a nice little sheet that has helped with this because this isn't the cleanest exercise.
No, it's not. I'm gonna go for a guy who is switching teams and he's embracing his new his heritage, his new country. I'm gonna go with Nolan Arenado, who has shaved the head and gone for the bleach look. Some people are expecting a bounce back in Arizona. Uh I don't know. Really, I don't know, but it's just in terms of third base availability, it just feels like it's him. And then honestly, in Cuba, there's Yohan Moncada. I'm gonna take Nolan Arenado because he's got a good glove. Him and Bobby Witt Jr. on the left side of the infield. We're gonna
Yeah,
swallow up on balls.
yeah, um, yeah. Sounds like you're on that hype train.
It's a glove you can believe in. He can have.
You heard me talk myself into it over the course of that 30-second spiel.
He gives a pro at bat.
He had good
He
weeks
does.
last year.
Doesn't strike out.
Okay, and that will close off Puerto Rico, I believe.
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right, so I've got one outfield spot. I've got shortstop, third base. I need two pitchers still. I feel like I should address shortstop and third base. I've got a couple third basemen I like. Do I just Panama you to death?
You could.
That was the plan coming into all this. Let's go with. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm gonna close off. I'm gonna close off the canal to you. Give me Caballero at shortstop.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm just a
Yeah,
Yankee stan.
he would no, but he was a guy I was looking at for sure as sort of if I wanted to moneyball a shortstop or an infielder later on, because I mean you've got the stolen base threat as well there. You and with Caballero and Jazz, like you wreaking havoc on the base paths.
And it's another thing I've fallen into this offseason. Caballero and Edmundo Sosa, in a league where we can't find shortstops. Like, I feel like those are two guys that are begging to just be a team's everyday shortstop and put up 4 WAR and be happy. And, like, they just haven't really had that opportunity. So maybe that happens this year. We'll see.
Yeah. I think I've got a little bit of a trend here in terms of my picks because I think I've got like a serious glove team going. Maybe I'm overvaluing defense, especially for what is like a short tournament where, like it's possible you could hide a guy for a few games and nothing bad would ever happen. But I've got strong defense across the board, except for I would say Acuna in the outfield. He's got the arm, but maybe not the range. So I think I want the range in the outfield. And I think this is where I go Netherlands, Cedon Rafaela.
Okay. I thought about it.
Yeah.
I thought about it. Rafael is awesome, dude. I thought about him at shortstop.
Yeah, you could. So did the Red Sox. It's not just you. They would love him at second base. But I think center field is probably the spot for Cedon Rafaela.
Yeah. I considered Rafaela, and I now think that pick has forced my next pick.
Okay.
Because I think my reliever research is a little thinner than I would have liked, but I had a guy coming into this, a guy that is supposed to be a closer, I believe, on the easiest favorite to make the postseason this year. Not name the Dodgers. The AL team with the best chance to make the postseason would be in Detroit at Kenley Jansen, right?
Right, and he's not your catcher. He's going to be your reliever in this one.
We have versatility.
You do.
We have versatility. Caballero can move around. Kenley can move around. In the back of my head, he was the relief pitcher I was waiting on. Kenley Jansen did it again last year, and he's done it again the past 5 years, and he's done it again the past 10 years. He had 2.4 B-WAR last year as a reliever.
Yeah. And that's, the B-WAR thing is there's a leverage component there in terms of like the 9th inning and the saves. But so absolutely, like that sort of says, the clutchness you're looking for, the true closer pedigree.
2.59 ERA, 59 innings, 29 saves. I'll stop defending Kenley Jansen.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And he can play, I think he plays bass guitar. So that could help with the clubhouse vibes.
Came to the office, and he was one of the most chill guys.
Yeah.
A lot of people come in here and they're like, how are these little Jomboy guys going to spin me in the media? And Kenley Jansen was just like, what's up? Like, you're Kenley Jansen, dude.
I think something about being like a closer where you just have to deal with like so much both internal external pressure, like for you to like last that long in that position, I think you have to kind of be a chill guy. You know what I mean? Or it goes the other way and you're just insane, know?
You're just a straight up Looney Tune.
Right. Like they would put you in an asylum if you didn't throw 100 miles per hour.
Yeah. So Bailey, you have first base, second base, outfield?
Yep. I think that's right.
We're cruising.
Yeah, we are cruising. I think no matter what, I'm opening up a new country here, which is fun. Okay. But who do I want to open up with? I guess I'm just going to go... this is tough. Okay, first, second, or outfield spot as well. I guess I'm just going to get who for me is probably the best player available, even though with your Aranda and Pasquantino situation, you're never going to pick this player. But I'm going to pick Josh Naylor for Canada at first base.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw there was one other guy that maybe you could also potentially do a little bit of funny business. Yeah, Naylor's good. Like when I was taking Pasquantino, who we both liked, it's like, him and Naylor are same stratosphere, that getting him at this point Yeah, he's a dog.
Yeah, I think him, Aranda, Pasquantino,
They're in the same family.
about the same.
They're in the
Yeah.
same family.
But I think Pasquantino is the best of those three.
What was the Naylor stolen bases thing last year? Do you have
That
any
was that was
Baileyisms on
wild.
that?
I mean, that was absolutely preposterous. I think it was like 19 and 54 games or something like that once he got to Seattle.
What is that?
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. Okay. I have third base, outfield, and a starting pitcher. Let's see. Puerto Rico is done. Italy is done or not done?
Pasquantino's gone.
I think that's it. There's only one.
I think it's open to you.
There's only one Italian. I might leave it for now. Third base, outfield. Jacob Marcy. I mean, I know you know, but I just don't know if the people know.
I think the people know a little bit. He definitely like popped up on people's radars once he got called up last year.
Yeah, I think I'm. Do I save that for something else?
Yeah. I'll let you know I'm not going to pick Jacob Marcy.
I know you're not.
I've got my Rafaela. I'm okay, you know.
I'm gonna do a happiness pick for myself. Yeah, screw it. I will go with defense matters. And he's just my favorite, Denzel Clark, Canada.
Yes.
Close the borders.
Close it up. Yeah.
There's a good argument. I could have just said Tyler O'Neill and put him in center field, and I would probably get something offensively, but I don't know. Give me Denzel Clark between Soto and Judge. That's literally like lock the door and have some happy thoughts. That's baseball euphoria.
That you've gone sort of tit for tat with me with my Ceddanne Rafaela, you know, like we're like strong defensive center field presence on both our rosters, which I like because you don't always see that in the WBC. They just try to get the bats in the lineup sometimes.
It matters. Defense
it does
matters, people. That's why Cleveland's good every year. Secret.
And Brewers too.
Yeah. Formerly the Rays.
All right, so I got second base and outfield open. I don't think it matters that much which order I go in here. I think I'm gonna have fun with both picks no matter what. But yeah, I guess let's see, you closed off Netherlands for me. Yeah, so I'm gonna have fun here. Because if you hadn't closed up Netherlands or Canada, then I would have access to like a out of position Xander Bogaerts or like a slightly out of position Otto Lopez.
I considered Xander for a couple rounds.
I would respect that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Travis Bazzana. I am gonna go for the prospect pick here out of Australia at second base. Number 1 pick in the draft. Why not?
Yeah. His minor league numbers, I didn't realize he was doing it like that. Expect to see him on the Guardians this year. His minor league numbers were very impressive. Like climbed the ladder last year and succeeded at every level. First pick overall, Bazzana. I thought you might go Haesung Kim there, but whatever. You like what you like.
I do.
Third base, starting pitcher. Okay. That's a tough call. But then my team turns into such New York Yankees. It's gross. You know what? I'm going to look at some stats, Bailey. This is how much I care.
Go for it.
This is how much I care about the people. Because I think not necessarily. We're here to have fun. / compete at all costs. I will take my last starting pitcher. Holy smokes, Aaron Nola was bad last year.
Yeah, he was.
Do people know that?
Yeah, I don't know if they know that, but he was.
Holy cow, 6 ERA and 17 starts.
It's not good.
I'm going to do a Bailey special. For my final pitching spot, I will take Livan Moinelo from Cuba.
Ooh.
Yeah, you like that?
Ooh.
You know, he has a chance to be like the story of this World Baseball Classic if he goes out there and puts on a show. 30-year-old lefty. Was he the Cy Young winner for your Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks last year?
You're talking about the Sawamura, to be clear.
Sorry.
And I actually don't know. I do want to shout out though on Cuba as well. Rydell Martinez, another case of like NPB arm that could like show up and be, in this case, the best reliever you've never heard of in this tournament for sure. So yeah, Cuba's got some arms.
My guy, Livan, went 12-3 last year with a 1.46 ERA. So
yeah,
come on.
It's pretty good.
Whip under 1. I think we'll lose the pitching graphic. That's okay.
That's okay. I'm about to make a move that's going to lose the graphic, but it's a ball knowers pick as well.
Yes.
I'm gonna go for my outfield spot. I'm gonna go to Korea with Hyunmin An.
Okay.
Hyunmin An. Here's
Okay.
here's a Korean. At least if you're a big league team, he's years away, but a prospect, someone worth keeping an eye on, who could maybe someday, years from now, come over and sign like a 9-figure deal. But this guy broke out in the KBO last year for the KT Wiz.
Yes.
OPS over 1,000, 112 games. He's only 22 years old. So I'm gonna go with Hyunmin An from Korea, just for the ball knower graphic. I could have picked big leaguers, to finish it off, but I didn't want that. I wanted Hyunmin An.
You're not worried about the clubhouse fit?
I think the clubhouse fit is great. I mean, we've got an international smattering of great baseball players, and I think they speak the language of baseball, and that's what matters.
This is, hey, AI, make the video of our teams throwing the ball to start the game like the Little League World Series does, when each player just passes it to each other. I think that would be a really nice video. So I'm not going to actually look into that at all, but I'll be open with the people. I need a third baseman.
Yeah, you've got Moncada, if that's one worth looking at for you. That would complete Cuba.
Moncada, I think that's the one. Otherwise, it's Gio Urshela, which I don't know where's the world at on the Yoan Moncada, or is Colombia closed? Have any Colombians been taken?
We didn't even open Colombia.
No Colombians. I think there is a number one. The trick is on our doc. He's technically listed at DH because they had. That's what the website I had spit him out as.
Who's your sneaky?
I highlighted him on the sheet you might be looking at.
Oh,
it's Mark Vientos.
Out of the park, Mark at third? Do I believe in Mark Vientos?
Who do you like more? That's kind of a fun conversation.
This is a fun one. Mark Vientos versus Yoan Moncada.
You've talked about the right-handedness.
I have.
Because Moncada definitely stronger from, I think, left side of the plate for him. So I think you might want Vientos.
They're both a little bit of a sieve defensively, if we're being honest, and at third base at least. And Vientos would probably be the likelier swing as far as offensive output.
But
it's a short tourney.
Yeah, Gio Urshela would be great for the clubhouse. Nate Eaton's staring at me too. Yeah, let's do it for the Mets fans. Let's go out of the park, Mark. Mark Vientos at third base, representing Nicaragua. Okay, Bailey, your final. I'll let you introduce your team, Manager Bailey.
We've got Kirk at catcher, Josh Naylor representing Canada at first base, Travis Bazzana second base, Bobby Witt Jr. shortstop. Third base is going to be Nolan Arenado representing Puerto Rico this time around. In the outfield, we have Hyunmin An from Korea, Cedon Rafaela, Netherlands, Ronald Acuna Jr. Venezuela, with Otani DHing. We've got Christopher Sanchez and Ranger Suarez from the DR and Venezuela, respectively, in terms of the rotation, and Edwin Diaz to close it down. I feel good about my team, although I think there is some speculation there. We've got, basically, KBO guy and Hyunmin An and, minor league guy and Travis Bazzana, whereas I think you have pretty much all major leaguers except for one. I see one that's not.
Yeah, so I ended up Ivan Herrera behind the plate, Jonathan Aranda at first, Jazz Chisholm at second, Caballero at short, Mark Vientos at third base, Juan Soto, in left, Denzel Clark in center, Aaron Judge in right with Vinny Pasquantino at DH. Yamamoto gets the bump on day one, and then Livan Moinello with Kenley Jansen on the back end. Bailey, there's a couple guys that how quickly the country closed, we knew we were going to torture ourselves, that it's so sick looking down and being like, okay, so no Vladdy, no Ketel Marte, no Manny, no Julio, no Caminero. Like that's
no Skeens, no Scooble, no Cal Raleigh.
I will say, and no Harrison Bay. I thought you were going to go with Spencer Horwitz for a second somewhere on the right side of your infield.
Yeah, there's options there. I think I'd be a little bit afraid of him anywhere besides first base. So
Okay.
I wouldn't love him at second base. So that's why I ended up going with Bazana.
I probably should have taken Bader over Denzel Clark if we're being honest, but the affinity I have for Denzel Clark kind of can't be replaced right now. Who else was a miss? Jung-Hoo Lee. I mean, that was probably your option that you could have taken him over on.
Right, yeah, absolutely. But what's the fun in that?
What's the fun in that? Let's see. Mexico, Duran, we talked about that one. Andres Jimenez as a defense first shortstop could have been an option from Venezuela, but I mean, it makes sense, but the pitching gets so thin so quick. That's
yeah,
crazy.
and I like how you played it, though. You got to kind of wait towards the end and get the value.
I mean, I didn't realize where Aaron Nola's stats landed last year. And I forgot that, did Puerto Rico get closed? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty early on. I closed it when I got it.
Arenado and
Edwin
Diaz. Yeah, that I thought Seth Lugo. Seth Lugo's just good.
Yeah, he is. He was a Cy Young runner-up like 2 years ago.
Right? That in my head he was back there. And then if not, had Levon. Dean Kramer, I think is also just like he's a good pitcher.
He is. One that I was kind of regretting a little bit was William Contreras getting shut out in terms of Venezuela as well as Churio.
It's tough. Yeah, I thought Harry Ford. It was funny doing this exercise. It was like, how is this going to work?
Yeah.
I think this worked out. I think we were wondering how ugly the end of the draft was going to get. Maybe next year we do something like a country can't be closed off the next round or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Something like 3 picks minimum between countries,
something like that
before you can repeat it. It's locked and it unlocks.
Let's see, Kirk Naylor. Man, you're thick over there. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Bailey, I think sometimes you and I get caught up doing our 20 minutes in talking about the depths of baseball hell. I think we landed in a nice spot today. I guess any other thoughts that you've been dying to get off your chest, but you don't have a forum for sometimes?
No, I actually do have a platform of my own. You can find me on YouTube at Foolish Baseball or Foolish Bailey. I've undergone sort of an off-season transition where there's going to be more focus on the Foolish Bailey channel than the Foolish Baseball channel this year. Although, honestly, in the lead up to the season, you're going to see a lot on both. You're going to see my first Baseball Bits episode probably sometime around April. That's in terms of like a newer, longer format. I'm looking at one that's going to be like 40 minutes plus, most likely. And that's going to be just like a nice little deep dive. And then, on Foolish Bailey, I've got all my kind of breakout picks coming out, and then that'll kind of culminate in the Foolish 50, my top 50 players right before opening day, which I imagine then you'll grill me on, right? Because that's kind of a yearly tradition for us.
Yeah, it's turned into a nice little thing. How could you have this pitcher here? 5 pitchers you like for 2026?
Yep, that's out right now.
Sonny Gray on the thumbnail. You're sick.
Sonny Gray one, but then it gets really sicko once you get past that.
Well, Bailey, like you mentioned at the start, seeing you on the screen, that means baseball's alive and well. That excited to get caught up in the WBC in the next couple weeks, and excited to yuck with you, and wherever we can cross paths this year. So everyone, Foolish Bailey, Foolish Baseball. Shout out to BBD. Made a nice sheet for me to follow along with. And yeah, man, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Subscribe to everything. Ad.